Welcome in, everybody. TV Sports 27, ESPN, NFL 2K5, and we are down to the final 3 games of the regular season here on our very first season of our NFL 2K5 fantasy draft. And we are coming off of the first loss we have had in a very long time. The winning streak has come to an end. We were riding high. We were going straight from 1-4 all the way to 8-4. Now 8-5, 7 wins in a row has come to an end, and we have a super important set of games coming your way. The next 2 weeks, we got the 49ers, which you're going to see right here, and we have the Dallas Cowboys. As you can see, with that loss, the Commanders have dropped into second place. First 2 teams get a bye week in the playoffs. The Bears are a win away from getting one of those first-round byes. The Panthers are a win away. The Eagles, the Seahawks, all with those 8-5 records. You see the log jam. Carolina only a win away, but all these teams that are sitting up at 8-5, a loss for the Commanders not only could knock them out of the playoff race after being the number 1 seed, after just 2 losses, which would be crazy. But you got Dallas, who are playing next week, and then the 49ers. If the 49ers win, they move to 8-6. If the Commanders lose, we drop to 8-6. Then we have Dallas. All that to say, the next 2 weeks are going to be of the utmost importance because you got a collection of teams from number 2 all the way down to the bottom that are all in the playoff hunt. And for our Commanders, we got the Cowboys and the 49ers coming up. The playoffs essentially start playoffs right now with this game against Peyton Manning and the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Chris Berman. Here we go on ESPN. It's Week 15 and another typically wild season of the NFL. The stockings are hung by the chimney with care. But which teams are going to find a playoff berth in their stockings? And which will find the dreaded cold? We'll see. But first, an interesting late-season matchup for you on ESPN. Washington Redskins, San Francisco 49ers. It's game time. Fine.
Well, the fans definitely look pumped up and ready for today's game. Welcome, everybody, to San Francisco, California. I'm Dan Stevens. My colleague here in the commentary booth is Peter O'Keefe. Peter, both of these teams have a solid tackler on defense who does an excellent job pursuing the ball.
No doubt about that, Dan. These guys do an outstanding job of reading the offense and ripping it to shreds. Courtney Brown is an imposing defensive end. He's a talented pass rusher, and over the course of a game, Dan, he'll keep getting in the backfield, keep knocking down the quarterback until he really starts to get apprehensive in the pocket. And here on the other side is another top-tier player. Anthony McFarland is a supremely talented defensive end. He fills gaps, and he's a fantastic tackler. When running backs are in his reach, he just swallows them up.
Look at that guy, Booger McFarland, who we got to be going up against. We also got Peyton Manning out there as well, Edgerrin James. I'm surprised to see all these shadows because this is the number 2 game, unless this is like some kind of Christmas Day primetime game. I'll have to look at the schedule afterwards. Do we give Peyton? I'm going to say no. I want the ball. I don't want to give Peyton Manning the ball first. We'll have to look at the schedule because this is the number 2 game here in Week 15. So I would have thought it was a 1 p.m. game, but there's definitely a lot of shadows. So unless it's some kind of, like I said, with the holidays, you know, we get Saturday games. Maybe this is some kind of special Saturday game or something. We'll see. Maybe we'll see the scores at the bottom of the screen here. And that kick return out of the end zone, ill-advised. But now we are going to see, can J.P. Lossman, it's quite a difference of games here in sunny California. I know it is December, but you're not seeing any long sleeves or teams breathing the smoke or anything like that. We want the smoke. So from the snow game in Washington, but a long travel as well, long travel day to get here for this one. Pretty important battle as we touched on at the beginning of this video, and the Commanders have got to get this one done. So we'll see. J.P. Lossman, boy, way off the mark incomplete, and pass intended there for Ernie Cromwell. JP Lossman, he's been the lights out guy here, stepping in, injured relief, rolling out, and Lossman is denied. Marvin Jones, number 55, coming in to knock that one away. And we took the ball first to avoid Peyton Manning getting the ball. Maybe try to make an impact right away, but we were stuffed, and now Peyton Manning didn't get the ball. Short field position for the 49ers. Of course, there's the 2K glitch. They'll have offensive linemen and quarterbacks returning punts. Very stupid, but that is a glitch that's in this game. I call out Madden when they have terrible glitches. I call out this game, as awesome as this game is, and people say this is the benchmark game for sports games over the last couple of years. I got to call out the issues as well, and that is one of them. Peyton Manning. Oh, how about that? A little delayed handoff to Edgerrin James. As we talked about, the old Indianapolis Colt players getting together here for this one.
Take what you can get, Dan, but they were hoping for more.
You got Peyton Manning, and it's almost kind of surprising to see a team battling for a playoff spot when you're a Peyton Manning-led team. But I think the downfall of this squad is you look at the wide receivers. You kind of saw at the bottom of your screen there. They don't have the strongest wide receiver core, and I think that's why maybe the issues have been where, of course, you got Edgerrin James, you got Peyton Manning, you got a pretty tough defense, but the receivers aren't quite there, and I think that's where the struggles have been for this 49ers team this season. Manning, though, and you see Manning as well off the mark on those couple of passes. Kevin Johnson kind of wondering, I don't know what happened there with the miscommunication, but Brad Maynard to punt this one away, and nicely done by our offense to kind of rough up Peyton Manning there a little bit. They're going to let this one go, and hoping it would bounce into the end zone. It did not. So Maynard does a nice job with the punt. It's so tough. You get your feet on that 10-yard line. You don't want to call the fair catch, hoping it was going to go into the end zone, but they got to go 97 yards in this one. Hand off to Corey Dillon, and he's immediately met by another Corey Hall. Number 27 out there for the San Francisco 49ers. Got two to give you a little breathing room, but you're still backed up. And they're going to let JP Lossman throw it here. Now Lossman's going to step up and run it. I still never did figure out what the heck slide is. But a nice run by J.P. Lossman. Or the middle of that field left wide open for the Washington Commanders. Coming up on 1,500 yards, 11 TDs. It was a killer interception against the Eagles. If you guys didn't see the last episode, if you're watching live with us on Twitch, you can check out the last episode over on our Patreon page. It'll be up there early and ad-free, so do check that out. If you're watching on YouTube, that episode was yesterday, so go check it out in the archives. Help with the views and hit the thumbs up on those videos. But it was a ill-advised interception. And again, look at the big opening, and J.P. Lossman on the run. Couple of monster runs for J.P. Lossman.
J.P. Lossman does a little last-minute razzle-dazzle here, and he gets some yards.
That was a good effort to duck the pressure that time.
I like that. Let's keep moving. Look at where we are now on the field. So JP trying to bounce back his first loss as an NFL starter, throwing the interception that cost the team the game. Corey Dillon just tried to beat Corey Hall. He would have been in for a touchdown, but a very impressive drive right now for the Washington Commanders. You gotta love how those offensive linemen, they pull out like that. And they throw the blocks. Lossman is sacked. Big number 99, Brian Thomas.
That's going to be a sizable loss. Watch this. Oh, yeah. That's going to push them back, way back. Great defensive play.
That was a big issue last week against the Eagles, where the number of sacks that J.P. Lossman suffered. He got hit a lot back there. Shout out Patreon supporters. Check it out, TV Sports Clubhouse. Big shout out. We just got some new Patreons that signed up recently, so I do appreciate those of you that did sign up. We, of course, Hurricane Thomas out there, recent sign up, and we've been checking out some of our Troy Trojans history of videos. So we'll shout you out if you're a Patreon member. We will shout you out. Thank you guys for your support out there. 3rd and 16. And that was a big issue as well in the game against the Eagles. Terrell Owens, though, might get us back into field goal ranges. So many times we found ourselves in 2nd or 3rd and long situations, and we kind of had to fight out of it, which there aren't too many plays where you can get that done. They say punt. We're going to take a field goal shot here. We're going to try it. Morton Anderson, 51 yards. There you see T.O. 500 yards away with 3 games left to getting a 2,000-yard receiving season. Oh, let's see. Oh, he got it. That's going to be one for SK Money. He's been begging to see the crib. We're going to do a crib episode at the end of this season. There's going to be a trophy for the 50-yard kick from Morton Anderson. The Commanders on the board first. Get ready, SK Money. Trophy time is coming at the end of the season.
Anderson kicks this one away.
Fantastic kick from Morton Anderson.
Carlos Francis was able to find some weak spots in the defense. Got a good run back off that kick.
What does Peyton Manning have? How does the San Francisco 49ers Peyton Manning respond to this one? Manning, oh my God, that's a rare run for Peyton Manning. He got 4 yards out of it. He didn't do that often. He's got a touchdown rush against Dallas. Adrian James. Yeah, I should mention again, we have not had any controller issues since I bought this new third-party controller, so I appreciate the I don't remember who made it, but it's been working well so far. Oh my God, and well, there you go. Reggie Williams shoved out of bounds at the last moment by Sean Williams. But there was a breakout play. Reggie Williams won about 50, 60 yards right down the field on that reception. Looked like in coverage was supposed to be Brian Williams, who actually, and a lot of Williams. We got Brian Williams, we got Reggie Williams, we got Sean Williams. Brian Williams was supposed to be in coverage there and let his man go, so can't have those situations happening. Peyton Manning, again, back-to-back to Reggie Williams. Of course, the legendary Peyton Manning, a young Peyton Manning right there. In red. Weird to see him in red. He never wore red in his career. He always wore orange or blue. Whether he was a Colt, a Bronco, a Volunteer, never red. But there it is. And another plug for our Patreon page, our Peyton Manning to the Arizona Cardinals. Way back when, during the original Manning search, real time, this is from my old YouTube page, I, as a Broncos and Cardinals fan, felt that Peyton Manning would have had a better shot. And I still kind of think that. I do believe that. I know he went to 2 Super Bowls, winning 1. But teaming up with Larry Fitzgerald and the Arizona Cardinals, and they had some really good teams those years too, that they could have won a lot. And I don't think the NFC was as competitive. However, as I'm saying that out loud, I realized that they'd be playing the Seahawks twice a year, and you saw what happened when Peyton Manning tried to play the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. It wasn't good. So anyway, if you want to see 2 years worth of how Peyton Manning would have done if he had gone to Arizona instead of Denver, that will be going up in due time over on our Patreon page, a previous series from my old YouTube channel. So do check that out. And I think part of that is I just wanted to see if Tim Tebow was going to win a Super Bowl in Denver, and we never got to see that because they got rid of him. And we're still looking for a quarterback in Denver. So anyway, 1st and 10, SK Money in the house, the SK Money bounce house. Pretty important game. These next 2 games, super important. With Dallas and San Francisco, a couple of playoff teams. As are the Commanders, sitting at number 2 in the NFC right now. 2nd and 7, J.P. Lossman. Deep pass to Ernie Cronwell for the first down.
J.P. Lossman gets it past 2 defenders on this one.
Boy, and Lossman has the time. He can deliver a bullet.
That's what you call confidence.
He can deliver the magic bullet. You're going to love his nuts with the first down pass right there. Corey Dillon takes it. Marvin Jones only allows Corey Dillon to get 1, and that's where the first quarter will come to an end. 49ers 7, Commanders 3. I think tomorrow, maybe much to the disappointment of SK Money, we're going to play some Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, try to do the Gerudo part of the game, and then we'll be close to knocking that game out. So Legend of Zelda tomorrow, and then I'm on vacation for the next week from work, and I got no trips planned, so we're going to be streaming a whole lot this week. Oh, I think every single day, unless something comes up. Oh my God, Lossman hit from behind. Unless someone wants to, unless someone suddenly comes over or something, we're gonna be streaming like crazy. We're gonna be doing the streaming party here. So WWE 2K gonna be happening. We'll finish off this season. Maybe we'll even get our arena football started up. More Shaq and college basketball will be on the way. Lots of good stuff here. Lossman on 3rd and long knows he just has to chunk it, and that was actually almost intercepted by Tank Williams. That's been the killer. That has been the killer the last 2 weeks for these Commanders, is moving the ball and then taking a sack. And whether or not you put that on J.P. Lossman and his inexperience, needing to get rid of the ball a little faster, or the offensive line, obviously maybe not doing their part because Mark Bolger is out for the year because of that offensive line. Something's got to give because those sacks are really eating up and killing these drives right now.
The 49ers bring their offense on the field and will start this drive at their 32-yard line.
Manning. And so far, Reggie Williams. Let's look up Reggie Williams. Every time we see one of these names, I always like to go on the Wikipedia here and look at, because that's not a big name. Reggie Williams apparently is a basketball player as well. Reggie Williams, NFL. You know, some of these names don't quite jump out at you. Obviously, a Peyton Manning, an Edgerrin James, legends. But a Reggie Williams, at least for me, that name doesn't jump out. So let's see what he did. Reggie Williams, former American football wide receiver, checks out. Played at the University of Washington, Husky. He was an All-American, drafted by the Jaguars in the 1st round, and played for 5 years. So how about that? So he was actually kind of a draft bust, I hate to say. Obviously in this game he's doing really good, but he was drafted with the 9th overall pick in the 1st round. But he had only played the 5 years. Let's see. Drafted with the 9th overall pick, the 3rd receiver taken after Larry Fitzgerald and Roy Williams. A disappointing rookie season.
just need to convert. We'll see what they're doing. Third down and
After David Garrard took over as quarterback, his production stopped. Williams' best game as a pro came against the Saints. 6 catches, 128 yards, and a touchdown. After that came due, he went to the Seahawks and was released after just a couple of months. He played with the Sacramento Mountain Lions of the UFL. Probably should have called a fair catch right there. He got released in October, played for the Toronto Argonauts, 4 catches, 42 yards, and released. Wow, poor guy flamed out. So yeah, in the NFL, 268, 445, 616, 629 as far as receiving yards go. And for a guy that was drafted with the number 9 pick in the same breath as a Larry Fitzgerald, he did not make it. Boy, he's had a couple of arrests too here. DUI possession, felony drugs, scuffling with the police at a nightclub. He got tasered at one point, bag of cocaine. Oh my God, this is all on Wikipedia. So anyway, in this world, with Peyton Manning, maybe that's what he needed instead of being in Jacksonville. But, man, a disappointing run. And I guess that's why we say we don't remember him when that name came up. He's tearing us apart, but we don't remember that name. For the Jags, another in a long line of failed draft picks for the Jacksonville Jaguars. J.P. Lossman thought he could sneak that one in. And this 49er secondary, Fernando Bryant, putting on the incomplete. Just 2 of 7 right now for J.P. Lossman. And we ended up getting it together a little bit in the Eagles game, but Lossman's confidence after that New York Giants game has kind of tanked a little bit. That was his come-out performance. Great performance against the Giants, but a bit of a struggle against the Eagles and a struggle here in the early going against the San Francisco 49ers. Peyton Manning tried to get that one into the hands of his favorite wide receiver, Edgerrin James. Favorite running back, I suppose, but maybe favorite wide receiver on this team as well. Nicely done, incomplete. Oh, we got an injury. And it is Larry Chester on our side. Chester going down. You know, we're out without Jason Sehorn. Look at those HD fans. Of course, you know, back in the day, you're playing on one of them 4x3 TVs. Just kind of crazy the things, you know, back. Even, I mean, this game's still beautiful. Oh, man. Who was that? They're showing Matt Bowen. That was nearly picked off. It's another punt. Brad Maynard's had some really nice punts in this game, which has made it all the more difficult. And there's going to be another nice one. I don't know what T.O. was doing out there, but Brad Maynard has really, really put our Commanders in a world of hurt with these punts. 7-3, winding down the first half here in this one between the Commanders and the 49ers. Keith Bullock coming in, and unfortunately that's not helping either. The lack of a running game, and you always know we have Kevin Falk in our back pocket, who didn't do too bad in relief when Corey Dillon was out for a couple of weeks. Trying to get to the edge, and you can't put that one on Corey Dillon. There was just a lack of blocking out there by William Henderson. Henderson just felt like he wasn't going to block out there. And Piso Tina Samoa, if I'm saying that name correctly, is who came in on the tackle. I'll let the game try to say it. They have bloopers in this game too, and there's a funny Chris Fu'umatumala blooper reel. When he is in this game, I don't know what team he's on, but 3rd and 13. And from the shadow of his own end zone, and J.P. Lossman delivers to Terrell Owens. Special delivery T.O.
guys covering him.
Good protection there, because that could have been a disaster to have to throw the ball out of your end zone like that.
I love it. That's what football is all about, making the big plays when you need to, and you can't coach them.
Back to pass here again. Lossman finds T.O. I think that's the key for teams. You got to eliminate the Lossman to T.O. connection. If you can eliminate that, you're putting the Commanders in a world of hurt. I mean, very serviceable. We got our other guys out there, Jabbar Gaffney, Ron Johnson, Daryl Jackson, but T.O. certainly has been the heart and soul. We got a first-time chatter in the house, DB3493. I have this game. I make current players combined with the current rosters. Very nice. How do you just do that by hand? That takes a lot of work. Welcome. Glad to have you here. If you want to see more NFL 2K5, we encourage you to follow along with us on Twitch. You came at a good time. Always love to have new followers coming in, first-time chatters. I want to hear more about. Let me know how you set up the current rosters. There it is. There's the big follow. A new follower on Twitch. We appreciate it. DB3493. We appreciate your support. And hopefully we'll see you for many more streams to come, because we got good stuff. We are in week 15, so the playoffs, hopefully we'll be a part of it. That's going to be right around the corner in no time. So come join us for the playoff run. Oh, we got the Susie Colbert injury. Let's see how Chester is. All right, he's getting a massage. He's getting the Blue Chew massage, and he's ready to come back in the game. Look at this. Nobody open. Lossman at the last minute throws it, and it's incomplete into triple coverage. Uh-oh, do we have another injury? Oh, I thought we did. Man, Lossman, dangerous throw. Remember, Morton Anderson just drilled a 51-yard field goal just a couple of moments ago. So you can imagine, he's feeling it today. He's had some rough kicks, but he is feeling it. Lossman pressured, just underthrown. I believe was looking for Terrell Owens, but Lossman obviously it was looking for T.O. I edit players, make them look like the real numbers, Madden attributes. I made Lamar, Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Burrow. That's awesome, man. That takes a lot of work. That's incredible. Nice job. That is really, really, really cool. Can Morton Anderson get us on the board again? Yes, Morton Anderson. Back-to-back kicks. We do have, for current players, we're playing our Denver Broncos franchise. We're still using Madden 20. So I kind of wanted to do a game playing with some of the older players. You know, I like playing with the older players. I have an XHL series with legendary hockey players, old school, and I have an RXFL series with legendary football players. Season 2 of the RXFL coming soon, including Lamar Jackson, who won the inaugural Ultra Bowl. Here you can see the playoff picture, which you don't see on the screen. Right down below, one game away, the 49ers and the Cowboys. So this is why this game is of the utmost importance. For example, the Eagles have McNabb, Westbrook, A.J. Brown. Oh, you got like the whole, like, not just current players, but like the all the legendary players. Man, can you imagine Donovan McNabb and A.J. Brown if they had played in the same era? I think McNabb would have cashed in on his rings. What do you think? Peyton Manning? Oh, there's Williams again. Reggie Williams. So we kind of talked about, you know, Bills fans maybe watching this game and they blush a little bit seeing how good J.P. Lossman is and just being like, boy, that's the guy we wish. Jaguar fans might be watching Reggie Williams and shaking their head saying, that's the Reggie Williams we wish we got with that number 9 overall draft pick. Manning out to Edgerrin James. And the way that was tipped up, if London Fletcher could have been a little quicker, he would have been right there for the INT. Don't look. Oh, it's 3rd and 10. I thought, oh, they got the first down. Okay, I thought it's 2nd and 10. I thought they had 3rd and 10, but they got the first down. Manning, tight pass, tight window. Robert Ferguson is going to come in with the grab and take the timeout here. So Manning, yes, they're going deeper, Peyton. 16 seconds. In a minute, DB, we're going to let Chris Berman hit you with the halftime show. That's everybody's favorite part of the stream, is the Chris Berman halftime report. And they're just missed the mark. So, hey, we have a shot for a Hail Mary. Hail Mary opportunity. Let's see T.O. on the return where he can get us. And maybe we get a Hail Mary shot here.
And they forced the incompletion with relative ease.
Beautiful call by the D coordinator.
All right, it's going to be a very, very tough Hail Mary.
Terrell Owens returned for a few there, but after that gigantic punt, it was like
The game doesn't even want us to try it. I'm trying it. Forget it.
It doesn't make much of a dent.
I want... There we go. And let's see. I don't like any of these plays. Here we go. T.O. going deep. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for Y. Throw it up for Terrell Owens. Oh, incomplete. Well, I tell you what, DB, check out our YouTube page. If you go on Twitch and go to the About Me section, there's a link to the YouTube page. If you like seeing legendary players and mix and match rosters, you're really going to like our RXFL series. The first season is up in full on our YouTube page. All legendary NFL players from the 50s all the way up to Lamar Jackson. You got Y.A. Tittle and Lamar Jackson, Otto Graham, all in the same field. So go check that out if you want to see some legendary players. I'm going to turn this one over to Chris Berman, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes for the second half. Tight contest here.
Should be way ahead on the scoreboard, but somehow they've let their opponent hang with them. Let's see if they can change things in the second half. Let's get started in this one early in the first quarter. J.P. Lossman is going to take this one to the outside, and once he gets the corner, hits a foot race. That set up a 52-yard field goal. The Redskins get the first points of the game and go up by 3. 49ers towards the end of the first quarter, Reggie Williams emerged as a real weapon as he pulled one in here. A 57-yard play that set up a 49er touchdown. Redskins still late in the first, skins back by 4. J.P. Lossman connected with his man on this one. 49ers later in the second, Peyton Manning connected with his man on this one. Niners up 7-3. After driving 63 yards on 8 plays, Morton Anderson get the call for the lengthy field goal attempt, and he would in fact deliver a 49-yard field goal. And that's where we'll leave this one. Niners are holding on to a lead, 7-6. Now let's check out the undisputed halftime hero of the first half. Reggie Williams has been unstoppable. So that does it for our halftime report. We'll send you back now to the second half of this one. Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe are there. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Boomer, and welcome back to our broadcast presented in